Hey, babe, let me tell you something. This thing is fucking rotten. What? Oh, I'll tell you what's rotten. $699!
Ah, man, welcome to the stream. That Beetlejuice review I recorded a couple days ago. It'll be online soon. I did like a Beetlejuice 2 review. I know RLM just uploaded theirs, but I did mine before. So there. Yeah. What's going on, chat? What's up? Welcome to the stream. Vinny, did you see Jack White live? I did. And I'm going to tell you about it if you want. I mean, some of you probably have some interest. Their opening, Jack White's opening act was insanely insane. I don't even know how to describe it. But before we talk about that, we got to talk about the PlayStation. So, Sony just revealed the PS5 Pro, which is not a new console. It is a console that is a refresh, basically. And as you can see here, it has a little stripe. And I'm sure I'm going to be talking about this a little more during Astrobot tonight, which is a game I'm really, really enjoying. So, let me start this by saying my PS5 is fine. I play the games, they look good, and that's it. I'm fine with it. The games in question, though, are not games that I feel were necessary to buy a PS5 for, aside from Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and now Astrobot. Final Fantasy 16 is already on PC, so there's not a lot I'm playing on my PS5. So I'm going to tell you straight up, I am not the target audience for the PS5 Pro. I'm not. You know, it's for people who probably don't have a gamer PC, who want the best graphics. Maybe more for those that don't have a PS5 already. Because let's start with the elephant in the room. This thing is $700. It's $699 without a disk drive or the stand. And that also, the disk drive is like $80. And then there's tax. $30 stand in the place where you live? Wow. Yeah, so I mean, if you're going to spend close to $900, 800 euros, you know, if you're going to spend that much money on this thing, you got to have a full library of stuff you're going to want to play. And the answer to my, you know, if I thought to myself, what would I play on this? The answer is nothing. Astrobot already runs at 60 FPS. It looks great. It's not a complicated game. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, this is, again, my own personal opinion here. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is a gorgeous game. I got used to the 30 FPS. There's performance mode. I know that that's a bit of a hassle, you know. As they're showing here, you can do performance, you can get 60 FPS in the highest graphics mode. But I'm not going to play through Final Fantasy VII Rebirth again just because I want to justify a $700 or $900 purchase. So, chat, there's stuff that they're showing in this video a little bit later. Like, they're showing the frame rates, which are nice. 60 FPS is definitely nice. I always appreciate that. Is it nearly $900 nice or $700 nice? Not for me at all. 0%. Nope. I already have you know, the PC for streaming. So that's part of why I don't need that, because I already have a good GPU. Thank you, NVIDIA. But I would have bought it anyway at some point just because it's my job. And, you know, I am dedicated to PC gaming like a gamer, chat. So for me, I'm not the target audience for this at all. But even for those that are the target audience, that's really goddamn expensive for some ray tracing. Like, there's some details that they add that you can see here and there. It's like, oh, wow, that looks a little nicer. But it doesn't really improve, aside from the frame rates, which are definitely nice, some, like, details with ray tracing it's not gonna like make or break a game. Like, holy shit, Sony. This is Sony in full arrogant mode. And this isn't even a PS6. So we're getting to the point now, chat, where the graphics are getting so good, and we're reaching a point where I'm looking at games that came out like Metal Gear Solid 5 10 years ago, and those games look fucking awesome. So I'm not crazy about what I'm seeing here for the price, and if I didn't have a PS5, I would not want to spend nearly $900 on this just to play a couple games. You know, again, Astrobot right now is like kind of the best reason to get a PS5. So, you know, and I'm sure Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is not for everybody, especially if you didn't play the first one, and it is going to be on PC at some point. So this is insane pricing. That's how I feel about this. Actually insane. I haven't seen very many people defend this price point, nor have I seen very many people gush over these old games that they're showing. Like, Sony, what are you releasing on this to make it worth it? What are you going to use this extra power for to make me enjoy my game more? My eyeballs like nice graphics. You know, I complain about that sometimes when I don't have my 60 FPS. My eyeballs like games that look good. But yeah, I don't know, chat. This is a little much. There's a part of me that's happy that the Nintendo Switch didn't get a Pro model. I mean, it got an OLED model, which is fine, but thinking about it further, it's like, you know what? It's been 9 years now, almost. Just have the Switch 2 be the Pro model, and then some. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say, chat. I watched this today a little bit, and I was like, they're showing games from, like, you know, that already look amazing, by the way. Mind you, I think most of these games look great on the PS5 already. So, I don't know what's going on here. Is there anyone in chat that is going to get a PS5 Pro? Please explain why, if you don't mind me asking. No, hell no, hell no. I'm getting 2, said a chat member. Got a good computer, so no. I'd rather spend that money on a new PC. I'm allergic to money, it burns my skin. If my PS5 explodes, I have $700. I would if I didn't already have a PS5, which is fair. But you're also entering a console generation, like, really late, that already has been lambasted because, I mean, Sony just this past, like, week, it's been a really weird couple weeks for Sony with the Concord fiasco of just blowing all that money on a very misguided title to releasing the best Nintendo game outside of Nintendo and people praising it like, holy shit, this is amazing. And it's like, yeah, it's a great game. I love it. I'm going to play it in a couple minutes. I'm really enjoying it. But, like, you don't need a PS5 Pro for the Astrobot. You just need Astroglide. And then you have, you know, I don't know if it was the president. I don't know who said it, but someone high up at Sony was like, we don't have original games. We didn't cultivate our IP enough. And it's like, well, you've got plenty. They're in Astrobot. And it's like almost this sadness. It's a great sadness to play Astrobot and see all these great franchises that are not profitable, or so we're told these days. And it's just sad because Sony, you know, I've had it's easy to say, oh, well, Vinny, you're a Nintendo fanboy. But the thing about it is I've had Sony as much as I've had Nintendo. I've had Sony since PS1. And yeah, I like Nintendo's games more, but I'll play wherever. If I got the console, I don't give a shit. It's just like, also console wars oh God, at the age of 39, Jesus fuck. If you feel that's how I'm conducting my life, I mean, that's just projection at that point. I just want to play the best shit possible wherever it is. If a Nintendo game came to PC, I would play it there and throw my Switch in the trash. I don't really mind. I just want to play good games. So Sony, I don't have any loyalty to. And even back in the day, I've always felt Sony was more like they buy their games and they're very corporate. And I don't like Sony's movie division. But, you know, whatever. I had a PS1, had a PS2. So just wanted to say that because I think this is the worst. Like, this is just awful. This PS5 Pro reveal, like, the PR for it has not been good. I've seen just, like, fucking trashing it and the price point. And I just don't see very many people at all who are interested. If you are, I don't want to take that away from you. If you've got the money burning a hole in your pocket and you buy a PS5 Pro, you know, great. It's your choice, your life. It now exists. But I'm wondering, like, Sony is focused on this every last detail with, you know, squeezing every little bit of fidelity and juice out of these games. But make more games. You know, foster creativity in your studios like Astrobot. Do more of that. And for Astrobot and similar games, you don't need the highest level of fidelity. I don't need to see Spider-Man's moisture. I don't. I know it's great that you can zoom into his suit and see his moisture. I don't need to see it.
All right? I don't fucking need to see it. This thing is rusty. Let me tell you that.
So, I can play the games. They run smooth. And if they're even just like what was that BattleBit game? It's like a Battlefield game, something like that. And it was just like a Battlefield game, indie game, looked like shit, was very good. Yeah, BattleBit. So, yeah, I don't know. To each their own, though. I can't read everybody's chat messages, so I don't know, like, if there's a good reason someone would want this. I would imagine is you don't have a PS5, you don't have a gamer PC, you get a PS5 Pro, you're getting the most up-to-date experience possible with all of the PS5 games. I guess that's something. You know, there's a market for that. I just don't think it's going to do Sony any favors. I feel like it's just going to end up, you know, they're not going to do very well with these. Please focus more on games, I say, as we will play Astrobot very shortly, which will be great. Also, Johnny uploaded the Beetlejuice review if you're interested. Just, but wait until after I'm done streaming. One other thing, Chad, I want to mention. Anyway, that's my PS5 discussion. That's really all I have to say about it. It's nothing you haven't heard already. It's just, I just needed to get it out of my system because I was, like everybody else, aghast at the presentation. Many other people, many such people. I bet if they don't release a PS6 for a while, they can milk the PS5, hoping that late-stage development can be done more cheaply and that the Pro becomes predominant version of the console. Yeah, I mean, that's possible, but they need to show more things. By the way, there was a poll in chat. Are you buying a PS5 Pro? No, with 98%. Yes, with 2%. 18 chat members are buying it. Out of, that's 1,000 people polled, so that's kind of nuts. Anyway, so chat, before we begin, I'm going to stop beating a dead horse, but I will tell you, I saw Jack White, and it was amazing. He was great. Played some, White Stripes. He played a lot of his solo album. I got very lucky because he announced the show. If you were on the stream the other day, you saw that someone told me that he announced a show 3 days before the show. I managed to get lucky enough to get a ticket and then go to Jersey City and see the show, and it was fucking great. So thank you, chat member, for helping. His new album is one of his best, and he played a lot from it. It was really good. The crowd was awesome. Like a 1,200 person capacity theater hall, and it was unreal. Honestly, just great energy, great music. Dead Leaves on the Dirty Ground was the ending. That he did Black Math from the White Stripes, Seven Nation Army, of course, Fell in Love with a Girl. And then he did a lot of new album solo stuff, one Raconteurs song, phenomenal night, and I'm so happy I got a chance to see that. I've been seeing some really good shows lately. However, the opener was this.
Very good.
So this was the opener. You can't see it in the video, but that light on those little screens in front of them are their faces. Okay. Jack let cameras in. Yeah, he didn't mind. Yeah, so they have cameras on their face, which is being projected onto the screen in front of them. It was so fucking weird. Now, chat, I'm workshopping something. So is it... All right. Is it TiVo or Dimu? Or Divu? I'm not sure. Wait, what? Chat, don't -2 me. How was the crowd's reaction? I'll be honest, I was loving every minute of it because I had a big smile on my face. Sorry for the lights. Yeah. Sorry about that. Didn't realize that was happening in the video. Apologies. Yeah, it's just it was really weird. They're called Macula Dog, and if you want to look them up and listen to their music, check them out because it made no goddamn sense to me. I looked around at people's faces. It was either smiles or just blank expressions. I will never forget that opener. I've forgotten tons of openers. I will never forget that opener. Macula Dog. Yes, like Scott Macula. Or like, is that a Dracula? Crazy. But, you know, of course Jack White would get Macula Dog. If you're Jack White, you're getting Macula Dog as an opener. He was, well, they were hilarious. I don't know, to me at least. And very loud. Very, very loud. And then Jack White went on and you know, he was very good, as usual. Normally he doesn't allow phones in, but I think for this tour he's not giving a shit. Because he's announcing these shows like 3 days before. The drummer is from the Raconteurs, and it's just like... By the way, you could feel the floor moving. Like, everybody was jumping to the song. It was fucking awesome. What a gift. I mean, I've seen Jack 20 years ago at Coney Island with the White Stripes, which is kind of nuts to think about. And then I saw him again a couple years back with the Raconteurs, and one of the best shows. Like, every time I've seen him, I know that there's probably some nights the audience isn't as good and he's not as into it. He was into it, and then he was throwing records into the crowd. His new record, he was just throwing them into the crowd at the end of the night. It was so fucking crazy. So, anyway, thanks for letting me talk about this a little bit, chat, about my experiences. I'm very lucky. I get to see some cool shit. Not intended as an asshole question. Don't you prefer to just enjoy the show and not record as much? So I recorded 1 minute of Seven Nation Army and none of the rest of Jack White's set. I know that's not an asshole question. I'm usually the one that does not record very much. I usually get maybe like, 20 seconds of one song. But then I also recorded a lot of Macula Dog because I couldn't believe what I was witnessing. So, yeah. So that's what I usually am with you. I don't like to record. I just like to be there in the moment. But for Jack White, you know, Seven Nation Army, yeah, I'm going to record a minute. Did you get in the pit? I'm almost 40. I'm not a pit guy. I've never been, even when I wasn't almost 40. Vinny, will you give an in-depth commentary to the presidential debate? Maybe this will answer your question.
Plankton is giving birth to his crotch goblins. How wonderful. Time to take over the Krusty Krab.
Does that answer your question? Vinny, did you see the PS5 Pro? What's that? All right, let's get started. Oh yeah, we get to watch Hulu and Poo Poo and Babu. You notice how all of these like services are just baby noises? Anyway, let's play this baby game, Astrobot.